Hello and welcome to our yoga for lower back pain relief. So before we get started, please make sure you have a strap or something similar available. If you have blocks, you can have those handy. Otherwise, you're also welcome to just use cushions for our practice today. So we're going to get started in a Shavasana position. So just coming to lie down onto the mat. I find it really nice to place some blocks underneath my thighs, especially if you do have any lower back pain. It just helps reduce that arch between the back and the floor. If you don't have blocks, you're also welcome to just use some pillows. Just releasing the shoulders, letting them melt down into the floor. Let the feet flop out to the sides and the fingers or palms facing up. Taking a moment to just bring our awareness, our focus to the mat. Leaving the day behind you, not worrying about the future. Just dedicating the next 30 minutes or so to yourself. Starting to deepen our inhalations, drawing the breath in through the nose all the way down into the belly, and slowly releasing the breath out through the nose again. With every inhalation, trying to draw that breath deeper and deeper down into the belly. And with every exhalation, slowing down the breath, using those deep abdominal muscles to squeeze out any old stale air. And as we focus on our breath, just using our breath to guide us, doing a little exploration through the body, a little scan, checking in and noticing how we feel today. Maybe taking some extra attention down to that lower back. Just checking in, observing. We'll do 3 more deep breaths here. And slowly just allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. If you're using blocks or pillows, you can slowly remove them to the side. And just bending into the knees, walk the heels up a little closer to the body. So checking in that our back is flat on the floor. You don't want to be able to fit the hand in between the back and the mat. So you might need to lift the hips, tilt slightly, and then slowly lower it down. Keep the left leg planted into the floor, interlock the fingers, and we'll slowly draw the right knee up towards the chest. Just giving it a little squeeze. Slowly placing the right knee down, drawing the left knee in. And placing the left knee back down onto the floor. Just check that your blocks aren't in the way. We're going to bring the arms out in line with the shoulders. You can also bend them 90 degrees into cactus arms or goddess arms. Draw the belly button into the spine. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're just going to drop the legs over to the right side, taking the gaze over to the left, finding a gentle twist into the spine. Inhale to center, and we'll exhale over to the other side. Inhaling and exhaling, just gently windscreen wiping the legs from side to side. I'm trying to keep that activation into the belly just to protect the spine. So not rushing through the movement, using the full inhalation, the full exhalation. Now we'll complete one more on each side. Before inhaling to return to center, keep that left leg planted, and again we'll draw that right knee into the chest. Feeling a deep compression into belly and a beautiful lengthening into the lower back. Relaxing the shoulders, making sure we're not tensing up the neck. And we'll gently place the right ankle on top of the left knee, dropping the right knee over towards the side. So if this is enough for you, you're welcome to stay here. Otherwise, we'll take it into thread the needle pose, lifting up the left leg, flexing into both feet, lift the head and shoulders off the mat, interlock the hands behind the thigh, and then slowly lower down onto the mat. So we want to make sure that the head and shoulders are supported. If you'd like, you can add a gentle rock side to side. And just bringing that focus, that awareness back to that breath. Taking a moment to check in with that right hip. Just noticing how it feels today. Noticing any areas that perhaps need a bit of attention, maybe sticking a little. And slowly release the hands, placing the left sole of the foot onto the mat. Bring the right knee back into the chest. One big final squeeze. So if you've got your straps handy, you can reach over to take hold of that strap. So you can use anything here. It doesn't have to be a yoga strap. You can use anything that doesn't have too much pull in it. We're going to place the strap over the arch of the foot and then very slowly start to lengthen out the leg. So if you're here, that's fine. If you manage to get that leg straight, that's also fine, whatever you are capable of. So don't try to push yourself into any position where you feel pain. We'll start off just with a gentle hamstring stretch, just gently pulling the leg in towards the body, just waking up the back of the leg. Feeling a nice big stretch along the calves, the backs of the thighs, the glutes. And then just slowly ease up out of that stretch a little bit. And so we're going to provide some active resistance now, where as we pull the leg in towards us, I want you to press the heel as if you're trying to work the leg away from you towards the opposite side of the room. Press for 5 seconds, and then we relax. So we're going to do this 5 times. Deep breath in to prepare, and as we exhale, start to press that heel away from us whilst we work the hands in towards us. So it's like a push-pull motion. So not only are we stretching into hamstrings, but we're also strengthening the hamstrings. And release. Let's go for the third one. Exhale, press and pull. Making sure the back is firmly into the mat, so we don't want the back to arch throughout these movements. And release. We've got 2 more. Deep breath in. And exhale. And release. Last one, deep breath in. And exhale. Kick that heel away. Work that leg towards the body. And release. Softening. Now we're just going to pull. We're not going to resist anymore. So you're going to feel that big stretch into the backs of the leg. So just coming as far as you're comfortable. Maybe you can walk the hands up the strap a little bit. And just softening down here, feeling that big stretch into the back of the leg. I'll take this over into a adductor stretch. So taking both sides of the strap into the right hand, keep the left hand on the hip, and we'll gently lower that right leg over to the side. So just coming as far as you are comfortable. You can also use a wall if you like for a little bit of extra support, or a step or some kind of object that's a bit raised if this is too intense for you. You just want to feel the stretch into the inner thigh. And we'll slowly come up through center. I'm going to take the straps over to the left side. Now you'll need to lengthen out that left leg, keeping that back still onto the mat, and we'll gently work the left over to the left side. You're going to feel that stretch into the knee, maybe all the way up into the bum. We're working into the ITB band, so we want to be really gentle here. We don't want to force anything. If it's too intense, just ease out of it for a little bit. We're here for 30 seconds. So really take that focus back onto that breath. Maybe softening into it, getting a little deeper, but if at any stage you feel any pain, just dialing it back. Slowly coming back through center, bending the knee, releasing the strap, bring the knee back into the chest. And we're going to roll over onto our left side. So rolling onto the left hip, you can place the arm in any comfortable position, just supporting the head if you like, or you can lift up onto an elbow, whatever feels good for you. And we're going to bend the top leg, the right leg. See if we can catch hold of that ankle. So if you can't, you can also use that strap again, just looping it over the top of the foot to assist you here. Otherwise, taking hold of the foot or the ankle and trying to keep the knees in towards each other without falling over. Easier said than done. So you can really use this bottom hand to assist you. Work the heel towards the buttocks. So we're just going to hold for a few moments, feeling that stretch into the front of the thigh. And then we're going to do that active resistance again. So take a deep breath in to prepare. And then as we exhale, still pulling the heel in towards the buttocks, actively work that foot away from you. So you should feel the activation to the front of the thigh. We'll go for 5 seconds again, and then we release. Deep breath in, and as we exhale, kick that foot away from you. Feel that stretch into the front of the thigh. Try to keep the knees as close together as you can. And release. We've got 3 more here. So you can make sure that that head is comfortable. We don't want to strain the neck. And let's go. Exhale. Kick that foot away from you. And release. 2 more. Make sure that we're still engaging that core. Second last one. Kick that foot away from you. And release. And last one. Kick, kick, kick. And release. And now we just work that heel in. Not doing that active resistance. Just enjoying the stretch. Slowly roll back onto your back. And we'll bring both legs onto the mat. Take those arms out into the either the 90 degrees or straightening them up, and we'll find those windscreen wipers. Exhaling to drop the knees over to the left, taking the gaze to the right. Inhaling to center and exhaling over to the left. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last on each side. And we'll take it over onto the left side. So keeping the right foot into the floor, interlock the fingers and draw that left knee up towards the chest. Enjoying that nice big stretch into the lower back and the compression into the belly. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. We'll take the left ankle over the right knee, dropping that left knee out to the side, and perhaps just staying here, or otherwise lifting up that right leg, reaching through the gap, interlocking the fingers, flexing into both feet and finding our thread the needle. We'll gently rock left to right if it feels good for you. And take a moment to check in with the left hip. Just noticing the differences between the left side of the body and the right side. And slowly returning to center, releasing the fingers, right foot back onto the mat, draw that left knee back into the chest. And then just make sure that you've got that strap handy for the left side. So again, we'll hook the strap into the arch of the foot and then gently start to lengthen that leg up to the ceiling. So we'll start off with a very gentle stretch, just easing that leg in towards the body, not forcing anything. So throughout the practice today, if you have any pain at all, stop the posture or ease out of the posture. We're going to add that active resistance, so inhaling to prepare, and as we exhale, pull the leg in towards you as you kick away. Feel that activation into the back of the leg. Keep drawing that belly in, so the back is flat against the floor, and release. And let's go. 2, kick that heel away, draw that leg in towards you, and release. 3 more, deep breath in, exhale, let's go. And release. Last 2. And release. And last one. And release. And start to see if you can maybe walk the hands up the strap a little bit. See if you can get that leg a little closer to the chest. If you have a bend into the knee, that's absolutely fine as long as you're feeling the stretch into the back of the legs. And we'll get ready for our adductor stretch, our inner thigh stretch. So taking the straps over to the left hand, inhaling to prepare, and as we exhale, just dropping that left leg out to the side. If you want more of an intense stretch, you can straighten out that right leg as well. Keep that right hand onto the right hip. So if you need to use a wall here for some added support, you're welcome to do so. You can even use the block as well, so you can have the block set up on the side so foot can rest into that. So we want to stretch into the inner thigh. We don't want to strain anything. So if you need to use any props or adjustments, make sure you do so. And we'll slowly come up through center, keeping that bend into the knee. Take the straps over to the right and we'll drop that leg over to the right side. So again, be very mindful here. This is one that can feel really good or really bad. So you want to ease into it. So again, maybe you notice the pain more towards, or a sensation towards the knee rather, not pain, or the hips. And just allowing the body to soften here, maybe getting a little deeper, only if it's comfortable to do so. And slowly returning to center, releasing the foot, drawing the knee into the belly. And then we'll bring the right knee up to join the left, gently rocking from left to right. And we're going to come up to a seated position. So taking the hands underneath the knees, and we'll just rock up along the spine, cross the ankles, and roll over onto all fours. So setting ourselves up for a cat-cow pose, making sure that our hands are underneath the shoulders, our knees are underneath our hips, and then we've got a slight tuck of the tailbone. So we don't want to arch into the back when we're in our neutral position. Obviously when we're in our cow position, it's a different story. So finding our neutral position where we have a slight activation in the shoulders, we're bracing ourselves away from the mat, and then slight tuck of the tailbone. So as we inhale, we'll drop the belly towards the floor, draw the chest through the arms, send the tailbone up and the gaze up to the ceiling, finding our cow pose. And as we exhale, we'll tuck the chin into the chest, press ourselves away from the mat, bringing the chin and chest to meet and scooping the tailbone under, finding our cat back. Inhale, drop the belly, head looks up, finding cow pose. And exhale, tucking chin to chest, pressing away from the floor, finding our cat stretch. Use the full inhalation to return to cow, and the full exhalation to press back into your cat. If you have any discomfort in the hands, you're welcome to come onto fists here. Just scanning the body as you go, noticing any areas of tension. Every time you come into your cow back, maybe seeing if you can pull that chest a little more forward, squeeze those shoulder blades a little closer together. And as you return to your cat pose, Squeezing those deep abdominal muscles, using the belly and separating those shoulder blades. We've got 4 more here. So don't rush through the movements. Take your time. And last 2. Once you finish your last one, just inhaling to return to a neutral position. I'm going to bring that right leg round to the front. So you might need to help it along. That's okay. So we want to take it so it's in line with where the left hand was. Slowly walk the hands up onto the knees. And if you need to use that pillow underneath that back knee, you can do so. You can also fold the mat double, triple even, just to support that knee. I want you to check that the hips are facing forward. So what's going to naturally happen is the left hip's going to want to come back and the right hip forward. So we just want to square them off. So both hips are facing the front. The tailbone is also going to want to curl out with the back arching. So we just tuck it under. So almost rounding through the back, almost like that cat movement from earlier. And then we'll gently start to press the hips down towards the floor, squeezing that left glute. There's a lot going on in this posture. You're going to feel a deep stretch into those hip flexors and into the front of that left thigh. Keep that activation into the glute. Keep that core working hard and see if you can maybe ease a little deeper. Take 2 more breaths here. Very active posture. And the last adjustment is just imagine drawing that right heel in towards that left knee. Take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, slowly start to straighten the front leg, taking the weight back over the back leg, working the belly towards the thighs. So you might have quite a big bend into the leg, that's fine. Just coming to wherever you are able to. You can also use some blocks here if you've got very tight hamstrings. We'll inhale to come back into that really active lunge, scooping the tailbones, drawing the heels in, and then we'll take that left arm up and over. So maybe this is too intense, then you can drop that left hand to the side. So you should feel everything burning here. 1 more deep breath in, and exhale to release. Bring the hands down, send the right leg out, give the hips a little shake. We'll go on to the left side. So bringing the left leg to the front of the mat. And slowly coming up into our lunge. So placing the pillow under the knee if you need, squaring off those hips, tucking the tailbone, and then just imagine drawing that heel towards that knee. Belly's pulled in, very active posture. Squeeze the right glute and slowly start to work the hips down towards the floor. Checking that the ears are away from the shoulders. And we're breathing. Two more breaths here. Keep working hard. Deep breath in. And as we exhale, bringing the weight over the back leg, hinging from the hips, bringing the belly towards the thighs. So on the fingertips, onto blocks, or maybe keeping that bend into the knee. Just working with your body. So there is no perfect posture, only what is good for your body. And we'll slowly come back up to that lunge. Find that tuck of the tailbone. Find that engagement into the belly. Draw the heel in towards the knee. And then we'll send the right arm up and over. If you need some support, you're also welcome to have a block on the left side. Keep that activation into the right glute. Everything should be burning. And release. Step that left leg back. Give the hips a little shake. And we're going to come down onto our bellies. So all you're doing is just rolling yourself forward and slowly lowering down. Walk myself back a little bit. And we're going to do a little bit of back strengthening work here. So what's really important is keeping the belly active. So almost pulling the belly button in so that the belly lifts off the floor. And we want to also make sure that we're using our glutes and the legs. So we're going to extend the arms out in front of us, find that activation into the belly, find that activation into the legs. And as we inhale, we're going to lift right arm, left leg, exhale to release. Inhale, left arm, right leg, release. We're going to go for 10 of these. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Keep squeezing the glutes, keep that belly really working hard. We got 4 more. And last on each side. And relax. You can come onto the cheek, you can send the hips side to side and release. Slowly taking the gaze forward again. I'm going to walk the arms so that the elbows are underneath the shoulders and the forearms are onto the mat. Now I want you to roll the shoulders back and down, and as you inhale, start to pull the elbows in towards the hip bone. So you should feel quite a big stretch into the upper back, the middle back. Keep that belly working hard. This is our Sphinx pose. Keep the gaze just in front of you so we're not crunching into the neck, we're not looking up. Keep that length and slowly release. So if you would like, you're going to come back into this posture. Otherwise we're going to move into a cobra, but if the cobra is too intense for you, just bring it back into a Sphinx pose. So otherwise, walking the hands slightly back so that the hands are under the shoulders. Take the gaze to the front of the mat. Draw that belly in towards the spine. And as we inhale, start to press through the hands, rolling those shoulders back and down. We're going to go for 10 of these. Exhaling to lower. So you don't have to come up that high. Inhale. This time I want you to relax the glutes. So not clenching the bum. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, keep that bend into elbows if you need, and exhale. If you're in your Sphinx pose, just holding it for a couple of breaths, releasing and going back into it. We're halfway. Inhale and exhale. Bonus little arm worked out. Make sure that belly's still working hard. Relax the glutes. And maybe for the last ones, you can fully extend the arms only if that feels good on the back. I feel my glutes want to constantly activate. I have to really remind myself to let go. And the last one. Bonus little arm workout here. I'm going to hold it. Keep the shoulders back away from the ears. And slowly releasing down. Keeping the hands under the shoulders. We're going to press ourselves up and back. Finding our child's pose. You can bring the forehead down onto the mat. You can place the forehead onto the backs of the hands. And finding some length into the spine. Just stretching out those hips. Slowly start to walk the hands in towards us, cross the ankles and sit ourselves down into seated position. And extend the legs out in front of you. So you might need to sit up onto a pillow or a block here if you have really tight hips. We're going to start off with the right leg. We'll draw the right knee in towards us and then we'll place the right sole of the foot onto the mat. Interlock the fingers and then work that right knee in towards the body. Just getting into our piriformis, which is often responsible for that pain that almost radiates down the leg from the buttocks. Trying to sit up tall And slowly releasing. Extend that right leg out in front of you. We'll move over to the left side. So drawing the left knee in, taking the sole of the foot over to the left side, and then hugging that knee into the chest. Again, just not working those shoulders up, trying to relax them down. And feeling that stretch into the left side. And slowly release. Give those legs a little shake. I'm going to come into butterfly pose. So we're going to do 3 butterflies. We'll start off just bringing the soles of the feet gently together, making a diamond shape, tucking chin to chest, and taking a gentle forward fold. If you'd like, you can take a little bit of a sway side to side. And just checking in. And we'll slowly inhale to roll up. Now we're going to be a little bit more active here, taking the hands behind us and sliding the glutes forward. So it's more of a triangle shape than a diamond. Take hold of the outsides of the heels, and if the body allows, elbows onto knees. Draw the chest through the arms and start to apply some pressure with the elbows onto knees to find a bit of a deeper, more active stretch. If this is too intense, you can also just hold on to the knees. If this is enough for you, that's fine. Use those exhalations. See if you can get a little deeper. Keep drawing that chest through the arms. And release. Slide those feet forward again. Tuck chin to chest, and we'll roll into that gentle butterfly. If you'd like, you can take the arms underneath the calves to find our cobbler pose variation. Rounding through the spine and just allowing the body to soften and release here. We'll slowly release the hands, tuck chin to chest to roll ourselves up. Closing the knees, maybe shimmying yourself forward a little bit. And we're slowly going to lower down onto our mats. Walk the feet in nice and close to the buttocks. Check that the back is flat, so lift the hips and replace the tailbone. Arms are alongside the body. As we inhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the belly, and start to lift up into our glute bridge, keeping the weight onto the shoulders, not onto the neck. See if you can lift those hips a little higher. And then slowly, keeping everything active. The belly's working, the glutes are working, and we lower down one vertebra at a time. And we'll take the right leg, place the right ankle onto the left knee, and we're going to go again into that glute bridge. Inhaling to lift all the way up. Keep the weight into the shoulders and try to keep the hips square. So try not to let that right hip drop down towards the floor. Keep pressing through that left heel. And slowly release down. Keep the right ankle where it is. Bring the arms up in line with the shoulders. And we'll slowly, with the next exhalation, drop over towards the left side, bringing the right sole of the foot onto the floor. If you can, try to work that right knee up towards the ceiling. If you have really tight hips, the knee is going to be quite close to the floor. But see if you can perhaps persuade it a little bit. You're going to feel quite a deep stretch into the outside of that right hip. And to finish off the posture, we'll take the gaze over the right shoulder. We'll inhale to slowly release, unraveling back to center. Flex into both feet, and we'll lift that left leg, reaching through the gap. And just check in with that figure of 4, slowly rocking left and right. Noticing maybe if it feels a little easier than when we started the class, started our practice. And slowly placing left sole of the foot onto the floor and then the right. Let's take the left ankle over the right knee, arms alongside the body, palms facing down. Check that that right heel is in close to the buttocks. And as we inhale, drawing the belly in, pressing through that heel, lifting up the hips, keeping the weight into the shoulders. Finding that figure 4 glute bridge. You can squeeze the glutes, lift a little higher. And then slowly with the exhalation, lowering down. Arms come up to the shoulders. Deep breath in, and as we exhale, we'll drop that left foot over to the right side, taking the gaze over to left. Working the knee up towards the ceiling, so not letting it collapse in if we can help it. And feeling that big stretch into the outer edge of that left hip. Enjoying a nice gentle twist, detoxifying the body, the mind. And slowly release, coming back to center. Lifting the right leg up, flexing into both feet, reaching through the gap, finding that figure of 4. And perhaps taking that gentle sway side to side. Checking in, noticing if we feel any difference from when we started the class. And slowly releasing the right foot down, then the left. Draw the right knee in towards the body. We'll very slowly start to straighten out that left leg. If that's too intense, you're always welcome to bend it again. See if you can maybe work that right knee over towards the right side, towards the right armpit. And we'll set up for our final twist for today, our supine twist. Left fingertips to the outside of that right knee, right hand onto the floor. We inhale to prepare, and as we exhale, we guide that right knee over to the left side, taking the gaze over to the right. Trying to keep both shoulders firmly onto the floor and not pulling or forcing the knee, just guiding it down over to the left. And we'll slowly inhale to center. Give that right knee one final big squeeze into the belly and release. Moving over to the left, drawing the knee up into the rib cage and then slowly opening it up if the body allows towards that left armpit. And setting up for that twist on the left. So right fingertips to outside edge, left hand onto the mat, deep breath in. And as we exhale, guiding that left leg over to the right, taking the gaze over the left shoulder. Keeping both shoulders firmly onto the mat. And just gently guiding that knee down. Slowly inhale back to center, drawing that knee into the chest. Bring the right in to meet the left, interlocking the fingers, more gently rock up and down, side to side, just massaging out the back, maybe making some little circles if that feels good for the body. And when you're ready, just allowing the legs to drop out nice and heavy onto the mat. You can use those blocks again to place them under the thighs. Hands are palms facing up, the shoulders are melting into the floor. And just allowing the body to soften here. Feeling the body melting down into the mat. Feeling any tension start to melt away. Using our breath to do a scan of the body, sending the inhalation all the way down to the toes, feeling the breath traveling up along the legs, the spine, down the arms, neck, and out through the nose again. Taking a moment to notice how we feel at the end of our practice as compared to the beginning. ready, we'll gently start to roll over onto our right side, using the right bicep as a pillow, bringing the left hand underneath in support, and then we'll gently press ourselves up into a seated position. Hands onto the backs of the knees, sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, then open up the mouth and let it go. Inhale, extend the hands all the way up to the ceiling, bringing the palms to touch. And exhale, drawing the thumbs down past the forehead, the nose, the chin coming to rest on the chest. Thank you all so much for joining this class. I hope that you found it beneficial, and I will see you all soon. Namaste.